The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman, Tiger Financial News Network. Programming coming up, and it's called, this is going to be very interesting, because it's called a very important session. Look at the Dow. It went to that peak D in the Chapman wave methodologies where other things can happen. A little yellow light goes on. 45,054 plunges. That's the tariff, the scare over the weekend, the media promulgated scare, comes tumbling down. Then all of a sudden, it's not so bad, just throwing out ideas, coming up. And the Dow comes back, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, wait, with that almost missing by less than 20 points, the all-time high of the 4th of December in the Dow, if there wasn't all that news at about 10 or 11 o'clock Friday morning, would we have gone to a new high? Would we be looking at new highs right now? And having a struggle, but at least going into the 45,000, maybe 130, not much more than that. And then chop. I think that's the case. But the chart is the chart. The chart has, you think this chart right there knows that it's in leg D? No, we're the ones that are interpreting, right? So this is, you have to look at the chart and say, wait a minute, this is a 50% rally, starting to fail, 44,407, down 148. I don't know what the news was at 10. It did scare the market. And as we've got it right now, the 9-period moving average is still very strong over the 14. But if we go sideways for a while, one more dip into the 44,100s, or it could happen sooner, and you're starting to change that 9-period moving average. But to get that green 9-period moving average under the black 14-period moving average, you'd have to take out the low, decisively take out the low of Monday of 42,876. I'm spending a little time on the Dow because it has been. Let me show you again. I did this yesterday. I was showing Jacob in our interview at 3 o'clock that we do have. Look, yeah, this is the weekly chart of the Dow. I mean, look, each one of those tops, green, red, green, red. But look at this one. Red, and then it goes to almost an all-time high. And this is a weekly chart. Big green candle, small green candle. So far, the week's not finished. It's just really halfway through. Small green candle. Look, it's even nicer because it's gone to almost to the high. It's even nicer in a way than the S&P. Look at the strength of the up move there. So, and look at this. This is the NDX 100. Kind of okay, but struggling. If you're looking at the chart itself and saying, wow, it's really just slightly higher highs and higher lows. And look at the semiconductors coming down. Look at the Russell 2000, the IWM weekly chart. Big green candle stalls, and then another green candle in the works. And how we finish the week is going to be so important because my contention has been at some point this is going to change. Am I right? Am I wrong? We just have no idea. We'll find out soon enough. I just want to check this out here. This is the my Chun gauge. Well, it's not mine. It's Richard Arm's work, and I just use it as a gauge. Where do we go for the high? 181. That's not so bad. So, okay. With that said, I wanted to show you this chart right here. Whoa, there it is. Look at this. This is now the monthly chart. Here's gold. Look how it is. It's made more than a 1-to-1 extension to the upside. The green 9-period moving average is very strong. It's in an area where it could start to slow down the up move, right? A little bit like that. But at the same time, the distance from the green 9-period moving average, it's getting a little toppy, but it isn't toppy yet. But it's really close to in the monthly chart, right? But wait a minute, we've got areas in the market. Let's go to the Dow INDU. This is the monthly chart, remember? Look at that. It's just steadily moving up. That green line would have kept you in the trade. Well, we went long right there. We've been long for every one of these big lows right here. And we've added to those positions. And in the meantime, when the price pulls back and then it goes back to green, the green says stay with the green line. It's just the most simple technique you can use. It's just a 9-period moving average. When it crosses under the 14-period moving average, it goes pink. When it crosses over, it goes green. It was just a momentary slip back in 2015 where it went pink for a month and then went back. So, I mean, that is amazing. I mean, if you want to really look at something, look at NVIDIA. I mean, this is the most embarrassing thing you could ever have. It's just been green. Look at that. For months. There are certain stocks that have just done this waste management. Let's see. Look at this waste management. All the way from 2013, January of 2013, let's go to the high of that month, 37. It's trading right now 223.51, and not once as the monthly chart. Well, the whole thing is this. Are you going to sit through a huge pullback like that and not do anything? Well, some people do, but it's kind of tough, right? But isn't that amazing? Isn't it one technique? I mean, you can read books, you can go through volumes, you can spend months studying and then coming back to the markets and say, this is my technique. If you had the technique, I mean, I have the technique and I didn't get, well, although I talk about it all the time. It's one of my 5 or 6 major stocks that give me the big picture of the market. And look at that. But it's waste management. I mean, this is waste, right? So waste isn't going to disappear. Well, we would like it to disappear, but it's going to still come back. All right. So I just wanted to do that for a couple of moments here, just to say that in the big picture, we've got a possible, so I didn't finish my big picture. In the big picture, we've got a possible rotation. Now look why. So here's the S&P. Green. It's not very overbought, but it tends not to get extremely overbought above the 9-period moving average before it has quite a dip. This is only pink since the, what was that? The crossover. You remember the 9th of March of 2009, but this is the February of monthly chart. This is February of 2010, where they turned green and it stayed green all the way, even through that terrible smash down there in 2020. So that's the S&P. But wait a minute. What about the IWM? So the IWM has had some big moves above the 9-period moving average, and it takes a while until it actually turns down, before you actually get the rollover. Well, my contention is that this green line has a chance in February to stay green and possibly into March. If that occurs, no matter what happens in all the other indexes, and you can see that the SMH is giving a clue to say there's that chop. It's still green, but maybe it's starting to slow down its bigger move to the upside. That maybe the Russell 2000, the small caps, let's go to the IWC. This is the micro. Yeah, acting quite nicely. Yeah, I'm just saying there's a possible rotation. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back, and a little chuckle there. I drink just regular old Trader Joe breakfast tea. I mean, I have all the other fancy teas here. I'm not into herbals or anything like that. And yes, I do feel better. Time just heals. It's just an amazing thing. And, it's like pain or anything else. You just, time can improve things. So I just wanted to do this. So I'll do this very quickly. Look, in the 10-minute chart, made a peak F in the E-mini, had a very sharp pullback. Look what it's taken. It's gone from 60.55 down to around about 60.30, and yet that 9-period moving average, because it was so strong, is still positive. It can change. I have no control over this. I'm going to get rid of the fib right here. I even took away the water mark because I wanted it as clean as possible, and you can see. So look at that chart and look at this chart right here. Look at this chart right here. Here's the Dow. You see how strong the 9-period moving average is? See why we sprang back up? And that's the reason. So I have 3 questions. I'll deal with them one at a time. One is, so is this a buy the dips moment, or do we wait for a bigger pullback? So I had said at the end of last week, when I got a little cautious on Friday, I said, momentary caution, leg D could go to a peak D. I knew nothing about what would happen over the weekend with the tariffs and all that. But I said, we've got to be careful. And I think it'll take until Wednesday's close before I can really decide exactly the characteristic that I'm looking at. And one of the reasons why I said that is I needed to see at Wednesday's close, that's today, how 2 things were either improving or failing. One is the Russell 2000 IWM trading right now up $1.36. acting well. 9-period moving average gave that springboard, the elastic band, rubber band, whoosh, come back again. How long can it last? Well, we want to see 232, 233. I'd say as soon as possible. That's number one. As the S&P is maybe not quite as strong, I want to see. So now the IWM is up 0.60%, 0.6. And the S&P is down 0.33. This is kind of what I wanted to see. And the other is the XLF. This is the S&P Select Spider Fund. Strong. I like that. It is up 26 cents at 51.40. With a very strong 9-period moving average in the daily, the weekly, and monthly are still fabulous. And then I want you to see the KRE, which is the Regional Bank Index, start to improve. It doesn't have to show tremendous strength. It needs to improve. Well, it means it has to show some strength. But it has to be walking this 9-period moving average, which it's doing right now. Just for clarification, we are long. Most importantly, that's the rotation. Now, the next thing is, I wrote down here, first thing I want you to look at when I had a chance to look at all the different questions was Capone wanted to look at CARR, a carrier. Now, I looked at that, I thought, gee, carrier, but that's summertime, right? That's air conditioning. So I had a look at it, and I came to the conclusion. I had done this study once before. Someone had sent me a thing saying, hey, why don't you go long carrier? It's going to be the summertime. It looks fantastic. And I looked at it, and it has a crazy rhythm to it. It has either it's in a buy mode, and it doesn't matter winter, spring, or fall. It's just summer. It just keeps going up. And what did it do? Right, October the 18th. Now summer's over in most places. 83.32, and that was the last I actually notated it because it had a doji candle. That's always a tip of be real careful. There was a round number. I'm not going to go through and waste time right now. There was a round number somewhere over there. I don't know if it was in the daily chart. If I remember, let me just go back here. Oh, yeah, 83 round number open on the day it made the high. I did that, and then I just said, I'm not really interested in it right now. This is on the 15th of October at the exact high. Makes a round number high. And boy, did it cascade, gaps down, does all sorts of things. So now I'm looking, and then all of a sudden I see Capone says, Basil, what is the 9-period moving average on your monthly chart for ticker CARR? So let's do this. So that's the 9-period exponential moving average. Mine is at 60, 67, 68, 86. Let me just see if glasses really help. I don't think they do. It's just that it's the coloration with the TradeStation is 60. Oh, there it is. Okay. So that is, go click. That is 60. Right, yeah, 67.96 or 99. Yeah, that's what I have. And it's way above the 14-period exponential moving average. That's one of the reasons why, as I looked at it, I looked at the monthly chart, peak D, remember? Peak E at that 83.32 exact high on the 15th of October. And the 14-period moving average is click right there, is at 65.63. So for that 9-period moving average in the monthly chart, and of course, in February, we've got a whole of February to finish. February, March, April, May. It's still probably a little earlier for carrier. It would have to start trading in the 56 area, or 58 to 56, to get their green period moving average to go negative. So that's still a big positive. Monthly chart, a weekly chart it hasn't even given a sell signal yet. It might at the end of the month. The monthly chart is in a sell mode. It's got that pyramid shape pattern, left side up and the right side. Now, what I do is when I look and I immediately see that you can't have a price movement with the number of bars on the way up equal to the number of bars on the way down to get to the same level at the base, I'd have to choose something else. So I would choose this doji candle right here, all right? And I would go click. I could go all the way there. Actually, it's even better to do that. I'm going to go all the way across, and I'm going to go to the base. And when I do that, I go to the base of the cup that forms after the peak has been made. And then I go click, and it says to me, and let's type it in. I've done that before, and it's fun to do. What was the one I had? Triple M, I think I said it should reach 100 and something buy, and then I actually forgot to put the date, but it was a very prescient call. I'll show you in a moment. So if this is it, let's go from the left side trough right there. That's peak C, and we're going to go all the way across. So it's right at support right now. And what do I have? I have the chance that CARR, Carrier Global, goes to the 60.97. Let's just type that in. 60.97, a low around about June 2, and that should hit right here. If it takes out, closes on a weekly basis underneath the Chapman Wave inside track propellant zone, dashed right there in this pyramid formation or arch formation, then by the week of 28th of March, it should get there. And that should start to tell us whether or not it's going to have a great bounce. I hope that, let me see if that's anything, any response to that. What happened? It's, yeah. Actually, I can't find it right now. There it is. Okay, so Capone, I hope you're listening, and that's kind of what I'm looking at. And then a number of questions have come up. I think we've got a break coming up. The Dow's now up 5. Isn't that interesting? This is the most resilient market. I've got a break coming up. I'll be back, and I'll also see a lot of other questions. Wait, there's another question, also very important. Yeah, XPEV. I'll look at that later on. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Yeah. So, did I just do something wrong again? Unbelievable. Is that right? No, I corrected. I hope I corrected something that I sent out this morning. I just sent it to subscribers. I'm sure you knew exactly what I meant. Doesn't matter. I've just sent the correction out, and thank you, Dan, for helping me do that. I think I just wanted to have clarity. Good. So with that said, so we were looking at I use almost always exponential moving averages. So that was the question there. So while I was busy typing away to do that for subscribers, some other questions came in. So Jeff asked me a question about, I've made some changes. Actually, it's very interesting. There are not that many changes, but absolutely the use of the moving averages, the 914, etc., is absolutely critical. It's really key to a chunk of the work that I do. So the question is, are you going to update your CD? You know, I've been thinking about this for 3 or 4 years now. What do I do? I've got the CD called Introducing the Chapman Methodology. It was for sale on TFNN. I sold thousands of them. But it's a different medium. People don't have CDs anymore, number one. Number two is, if I put it into any other form, there's copyright, there's no such thing. It just goes, gone. It's gone. If I had a service that every day updated it, so it was an exclusive online type thing that you had to enroll, that's one thing. To do it as a book form, I just don't have the patience anymore. It took so long to do, and thank God my son was about to go on to California for the company he worked for, Abbott Technology here in Massachusetts. The flight where he was going out there to look at a company that they wanted to take over, and he had to assess it. The flight was delayed, and that night, thank goodness, he said, all right, let's get to, I'd been asking him, I had all the work done. I said, look, Eli, I can't. He said, okay. And that night, we went right through the night. I don't know, he grabbed the files, and they disappeared, and my heart would stop, and he would click, and everything came back again. He did a fantastic job of the CD. And then it came out as a CD. At 2005, one of our conventions that we had at TFNN, at one of the lovely hotels there in Clearwater, they were for sale. But I haven't sold it for a long time. In fact, I'm running out, and the way to even make them is kind of obsolete. I just don't know what to do with it. It's so valuable information. I know. I keep getting asked about it. I don't know what kind of form I should put it in. I don't really want to do the book stuff, and it never went onto Amazon. I could have put it into Amazon. I just don't know. It's there, and it's really pretty. I know that one day, long when I'm gone, people will look back and say, there was nobody there grading the peaks and troughs. It's just a simple technique, or just using the 9-period moving average. Just look at this. Let's do it again. 9-period moving average. Click. Look at anything look at the dollar. I mean, this is the monthly chart of the dollar. Yes, it's been whipsawing. We've been long since 2018 at the low, right there. We've gone through all those things, taken little bits off, but really kept it as the icon of the currency of the world more than anything else. And it's a kind of a valuable tool. It's really nice. Let's look at bonds. Look, let's go to at US. I mean, look at that downtrend. Look what it's going to take to change that, if it's possible to change it. A 40-year bull market. It's a big deal. You have what? 2020, and now it's 2020, a 5-year bear market. You'd expect, at this point, you'd expect some kind of a relief rally so that yields can come down again, so that bonds go up just for a bounce. So I like to use these things. They're just really so important. All right, let's get back to our story. All of this is just a subsidiary track. As I'm looking at you at the next question that I had, XPEV. Okay, XPEV was XPEV, Chinese company right there. This is Speng Inc. Speng, isn't the X? I got a friend with the first name with an X, and we used to say Yeah, Speng Inc. designs, develops, and manufactures smart EVs. Leg C in the monthly chart, a leg E in the right of the 200-period moving average in the weekly chart, and a peak E possible. And this is an instant restart at 16.43. But this is one of the few companies that I think out of all the others, other than Tesla, which is really a battery company, it's a very different company. It's a completely, as I understand it, very differently. This is down 10 at 381.81. Tesla. So that is, and we'll do FXI, and then there were a couple of other questions that I missed. I'll get to them in a moment. I think Newmont Mining was a question. So here we go, 32.13 down 35 cents. For FXI, it's at a very nice bounce. Remember, the further away you can move, push away from the 200-period magnet in the weekly chart, the better it is, but it's still hugging. It's too close to the 31.03 level. In the weekly chart, it's at 32.11. So if at any point in the next 2 to 3 weeks, if the China large cap ETF can start to trade, I don't mean just go there, it's got to trade. If it's got to trade at the 35.50 level, you've got to change in the whole, well, this can't be an A, that's a B. You've got to change in the whole technical perspective of China, because it's starting to deal with things in a different way, a way that's working. Look at that, too. I mean, these are techniques that just sit there. Look, the 200-period moving, ho-hum, do I care? Yeah, you do. Bam, 2 days it hits, and it bounces off exactly at the 200-period. You can use Fibonacci numbers. You can use anything you want. Try to add this, because it's pertinent, okay? So now we've got the Dow up 11, the S&P up down 10, and come on. Yeah, so the commodity companies, good point, EKS. Thanks, Basil. I hope you find a way to do updated. A whole new generation of people never had a chance to get it. Yeah, I mean, thank you very much. I don't want to give it as more importance than it deserves, but I think it's a very important thing. Do you know TurboTax stopped? Oh, so TurboTax stopped selling CDs. Yeah, I could believe that. Yeah, password protected is one thing. I might just think about that. I did the CD is password protected. That's also a problem, because I've got people who write to me and say, I lost my password. Well, I'll send them one that might work. Johnson & Johnson Controls, JCI is performing much better than COP. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Johnson Controls, JCI. So JCI, look at that big spike today, 86.61 up 9. Oh, Johnson Controls.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Yeah, so in the commentary section with the Johnson Controls and all, another stock that was mentioned was letter G, Genpact. Doing really nicely. I've had this notated. I've liked it very much. And this is what I meant, that today, at the close, I think I'm going to get a real good sense of whether or not there's a rotation that's sustainable. And this whole area of controls, etc., Genpact, anything with generating some kind of technology that's viable right in this particular moment, that with growth, I like that. So yes, and the other question was CLF, Cleveland Cliffs. So it's always on my mind, the whole area of the steels. I always do the SLX, which is the steel ETF. Look, it almost looks like CLF. Now, I've always followed CLF until fairly recently. I thought it was a very interesting company, and then someone was talking about the steel. So, the guy who runs Nucor, and he was talking about they'd mentioned CLF, Cleveland Cliffs. They have something going on. I don't remember exactly what it was, which also has the same pattern, a little double top there. And he said, we've done everything right. We're giving dividends. Everything's on track. And then the question, was it with Kramer? I think Kramer said, but why isn't the price moving? He said, I'm just telling you what we're doing. Everything's working fine. We've got a lot of capital. We've got putting capital to work as well. Our sectors are just starting to move very nicely, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, goes on. I'm going to try and say, what's right? And then he mentioned, I think it was him, he said, or Kramer said Cleveland Cliffs, and he said, but the Cleveland Cliffs earnings is disappointment. It's not a well-run company and all that. I thought, okay. Let me look back and see what Cleveland Cliffs is doing. So they all have the same kind of pattern. So the question came in yesterday about Cleveland Cliffs, and I said, I love the action on the day, but the whole area, I just need a little time to see if there's follow-through to the upside. But the best is if you can get it at a decent price, and then you got yourself some leverage. Well, it turns out the person already got it I don't know what price, but had a nice 6% gain already, and it made a higher high today. So I love that because it says we don't know where the price is going to go. So far, the weekly chart's horrible, but the daily chart's improving very nicely. Let's forget about everything else. I'm only looking at the chart. Monthly is horrible, but that's good. So now you've got some leeway, and keep that leeway. And what I would do with that position is I wouldn't add, but what I would do is if it goes 1 penny above that previous high on the 31st of 10.75, I would make myself a trading position, and I would try to keep that core. I'd split that core, raise some of it, try to keep that as a steady. I've got a certain section, and a little part of it I would have as a trading position. I either would immediately take a little bit off once it's over that, which I want to put back, if there's a pullback to maybe 1039, and then see if I can have a trading position. And if it does go even higher than what would be a leg D, then I would say you keep your core and you start adding. But that core should have a stop. You got a great entry point. A bunch of that should give you a profit, and some of it you can say, I'm lowering the stop just 10 cents or something to give it some room. But that's a great way to enter. Enter on the lows, so it gives you some wiggle room. Once it moves into the 1150 area, that 10 or 960 area that you got in, it's not coming back there unless something's seriously wrong. And now you've got some really nice gains. So that's the way I would look at it. I want probably tonight or tomorrow, I want to look at these steals and say, are we rotating into a different series of stocks, areas that are really cyclical in nature? Let's go look at Boeing. You see, Boeing's up today, up 335, 179.61. I'm beginning to look at Boeing as if all the bad news is out the way. Certainly that last accident doesn't look like it was a Boeing accident. It was an administrative accident, just bad communications. Tragedy. What an unnecessary. I remember we were on a plane that went to Florida. It was, I can't remember the name, TAP, I don't remember what it was. It folded eventually. And on, like 3 days later, the very same plane, same flight went into the Potomac. You never know. Okay. Oh, man, nice depressing conversation. All right. So what we want to do, yeah, Mr. Bill. Basil, like you taught us, I taught my daughter to count telephone poles while traveling in the car. A, B, C. You know, this is very interesting. I meet people every once in a while who say to me, yeah, you know, I have your CD. Either they say, I have your CD, but I can't find my password. And I say, yeah, I'll send you the password and then come back. Or I meet people and say, you know, from the day you introduced us to counting the waves, there's nothing that I don't count the waves with. You know, I do that with a weather report, A, B, C, and the highest, if it goes to a D, I say, oh, maybe we have a little bit of a breather. So it's just funny. I mean, and it's those D's and E's, it can go F and G, but boy, the way, it's remarkable. I mean, look at Boeing turns down a peak F, and is this a G/C? It looks to me like that's a C, and we're going to work our way higher. Anyway, so as we're looking at it right now, let's look at JETS, which is Jets. Went to a peak D. How many times a peak D is a pullback, right? Peak E in the weekly chart, still holding very well at 25.84, but what a move up from the just under 16 area. This is fabulous. So that just says to me, IYT, that there is a rotation going on. The the iShares, the transportation average ETF, went all the way to a high of, I should have typed in, it was 75.50 or something like that, 75.59, there you are, on the 25th of November, and what a tumble. So is that telling us that things are not that great? But wait a minute, look at CTAS. This is Cintas. Had a whopping high right there at 227.36, has a double top at 228.12, comes tumbling down to the 180s, and then it rallies, but it's only been able to get to 206, and yet Ryder's held pretty well supply chain, transportation, fleet management. So I'm looking at this, and I'm telling you, this is a really mixed economy. I've spoken about waste management. Look at this. Almost at an all-time high again. It was there before. So these are all part. Uri, this is rentals. Uri comes off his high of 896, slumps down to 650. Man, that is like a 1/3 pullback. And then what does it do? It bounces back, but it's starting to stall. So I'm saying to you, I'm looking for a rotation. And that rotation needs to get really build strength into the end of February. I need weeks of moving to the upside to say, now we've got a transition. That whole thing with the steel stocks, Alcoa, look at this. Oh, I'm really if Alcoa goes from 47.77 back, that was the high. Yeah, at a peak C minus. I really didn't know how to call this. E, yeah. Oh, it shouldn't have been G/C at 47.77, and it's trading here at 35.73. That's not a good sign. I'll be back. Dow's down. Dow's unchanged.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, reversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento for the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The events for this month are February 14th and 21st, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Jeff, and the Tiger YouTube for telling me about DVD. I've had it, showing it to subscribers for the last a couple of weeks, and I said, but when it went to the 200-period moving average, and it was just dull 3 days ago. I had a choice between that and something else. Something else is kind of working out a little bit right now, nicely, although it's tough. But look what happened. DDD, 3D Systems, wham, it rockets up. I had this typed out. I had everything, the Chapman Wave cup formation, the Chapman Wave inside track, repellent, dash green rising repellent zone, target repellent zone, and then it pops right through. It goes right through, and today it hit $5. So tootling along with the 350s, it's at $5. So we missed that. I done look. Oh my God! I didn't even see this. Look at the weekly chart. I had a left side, right side price time match, which went to next week to get to the high that was made on the 7th of the week of the 7th of July. It went right through to leg D, and that weekly. This is quite maybe the start of something. I think they're working with Daimler-Benz. Okay, well, thank you very much for that. And then fabulous. You know, folks, try out. Go to Tiger TV. Just check it out. I don't ever write on it, but I always read it. EKS had a fabulous movie. It planned for a long time to get KD, which is a spin-off of IBM. I love spin-offs of companies. We've got a spin-off, a healthcare spin-off of Triple M, which has been fantastic. Look at this one. Unbelievable. 41.55. It was tootling under $10 a year ago. Yeah, very nice. I loved IBM. We never got into it. I spoke about it as regeneration. It's just morphed into a really fantastic company. Look at that, all-time highs today as we speak at 265.72. All right, so some things are working. Some things are fantastic. I'm watching very closely. I think the whole area of ARKK, Kathy Woods, I think finally this year she's going to have a good year. She's just been horrible. I mean, she did everything wrong. But now I think it's going to work out for her. It's trading 63.68. Well, she mentioned we are long, but that's not the issue. The issue is that we're rotating into different areas. So we'll see whether or not you've got a move into the regional banks over the